So now you guys have a great background in terms of in-office marketing and what you should be doing to actually improve your office perception from a patient's perspective. Now I want to introduce you to a resource or a cloud-based software program that you really need to pull this all together. As a disclosure, I have no financial interest in this company. All I do is I share with you guys the stuff that I use and that works for me. So my question is this: how successful are your current recall systems? And do you actually know? Do you actually monitor that? How good is your interaction with your patients after they've left the office from their consultation? Do you interact with them? Do you communicate with them? Do you stay in the front of their mind for the next time they have a consultation or a question for that matter? But the main thing is, can you actually monitor the value that you get back on the money that you spend on recalls and SMSs sent out? Now, I know with the patient management system I use, we send SMSs out as appointment reminders, birthday reminders, recall reminders. And the thing that's the most frustrating with that is that I cannot establish whether that is actually bringing the patient back into my store. I get a report to say whether it's delivered or not, but that is all. Now, there are other softwares in the market at the moment, but the same goes for that. You get a report saying that it was delivered or not, but you really do not have any way to monitor how that is actually converting into a sale in your practice. Now, on average, between the SMSs sent out from my patient management system and the other software used, you can spend anywhere between 500 and 1,000 Rand a month on sending out recalls. Now, this system I'm going to show you now costs you about half of that every month. And these functions that I've just spoken about are all included. But what makes it so exceptional is that you can actually establish whether the marketing and the SMSs and the communication you're having with your patient is having an effect, because the patient interacts with your marketing and you actually get notified every time they read something that you sent out. Also, when they then come back into your store after a recall, the system picks it up and you can actually see that that patient actually has come back. I am talking about OcuMail. OcuMail is a patient management system where you can actually do patient reports. You can send them detailed and personalized reports on their visual system and what you found during the consultation. But on top of that, it sends out your birthday SMSs. You have a calendar system built in. You have OcuMarketing, which allows you to send either templates or custom email campaigns straight to your client base. And then on top of all of this, every single thing is monitored with analytics. When a patient comes back in your store, the system will pick it up. And that is what you want. You want to be able to establish whether the money that you are spending is worth it. It's called an ROI, a return on investment. None of these other things that we do can show us any ROI. Yet we keep on spending 200, 300 Rand a month on Optimax or Eminence SMS sending, and we don't even know whether it's working for us. Guys, this is the better way to go. So like I said, let me show you the system so you can see what it's all about. When you log into the OcuMail system, this is your homepage. This is the dashboard that you come out to. When you see every patient, you will do a new report. In this new report, you can actually then choose whatever medical fields are relevant to that patient. When you do that, it actually adds them to the email and SMS sent as an information section. I mean, how many times do you actually feel like you're discussing things with a patient and then a day or two later they phone you with exactly the question that you answered them at that stage? You can even add things like pathologies, conjunctivitis, maybe even things like macular degeneration, and all of those things have an information piece. When the patient actually reads this, you will get an email to notify you that they have actually read it. On top of that, it automatically generates a recall based on product as well as health. And depending on the severity of the health condition, the recall will be sooner. When you then send this recall, you can diarize it and the patient get notified via email or SMS automatically when they are due for a checkup. Then the next step is you can actually send marketing. And this is OCU marketing. You can send custom campaigns or template campaigns. Here you can see these are campaigns that I've already sent out. Now, one thing I do want to say is that the longer you wait to actually communicate with your patients, the less likely you are to have them back. Either their contact information changes, they might leave town, or they just become uninterested. They found themselves someone else. So you want to make sure that you communicate with your patients regularly to not go into this bracket of a 4 to 5 year gap. But say, for instance, we send this campaign to the patients who haven't been to us in the last 4 to 5 years. Now what you can see is that a total of 40 emails were sent to that group of people, of which 33 were delivered, and only 1 actually clicked on it. 7 actually opened that email. Now, the numbers are very low here, but if you can imagine that these patients would not have come back otherwise, then if 7 of that 40 comes back, you've already made up like 10 times more of what your monthly subscription fee actually will cost you. The amazing thing with this report that's generated is that there's an automatic link to your Google review page. It is set up so that this goes into your Google page, so you are guaranteed that you will have a lot more traffic and a lot more reviews going to your Google page. Now, in the next video we are sending out tomorrow, we are talking about Google reviews and Google marketing quite a lot more. But this is incredibly important in terms of your listing on the Google page and making sure that you end up on top. OcuMail has been able to increase my Google reviews by at least 3 or 4 times in the last month than I had before. I've only been part of OcuMail for about a month or 2. I only had about 3 reviews on Google, even though my practice has been on Google for about 5 to 6 years. And in the last month and a half, I've been able to create about 20 Google reviews out of my OcuMail system. And there is still no better way of marketing than word of mouth. Reviews are the way to go. And the more you can get, the more successful your business and your page will be online. So this is a very valuable tool that is incorporated within this report that is created with every patient. The report message is also customizable. So I go and I will change this message every time based on my patient. I even do my pediatric reports straight in here and email it straight to the patient. So no more extra reports on the side, writing Word documents out. This is all done all in one on this system. Now, all the other tabs you will use during the month, depending on what you're doing. Your recall tab is to actually see what recalls are due for that week, whether it's health recalls, product recalls, birthday messages, that will all appear there. This is your whole patient base. And then your marketing is OCU marketing, where you can send custom or template marketing out. This is an incredibly valuable tool when you are actually wanting to engage your patient base with some form of product or some form of offering that you have in the practice. The calendar is also there for booking appointments, and it is also available online. So your patients can actually go via your link and book their appointments directly through OcuMail online. But the thing that I want to show you now is I actually want to show you the analytics. You need to see in terms of value what this can do for your business. OcuMail can grow your business exponentially. And remember in the first video I said it's time that we start spending our money wisely. You're gonna have to spend some money on marketing. It's gonna be almost impossible not to. And what I'm saying now is that you're already spending like $400 or $500 a month on other forms of recall systems which are not effective. Where with OcuMail, you're going to spend less than that, and you are guaranteed that you can be seeing the analytics, and you can shift your marketing attempts, the way you speak and practice, the things you do and say, to adjust according to the analytics. The value in that is priceless, and you guys need to see this. So if you look at this page, this is the OcuMail analytics page. There's a lot of information going on here, but what I want to show you is a few very important things. The first thing is the new versus returning customer numbers. Here you can see how many new and how many returning customers you are generating. Why that is important is because they come from different places. New patients are generated from social media, Google platforms, and word of mouth. Returning customers are normally from your recall systems. So you want to be sure that there's a balance between both. If your new customers is very low, you need to make a point of doing more marketing on the cold traffic side, making sure your Google ratings are high enough. Again, we are discussing that in tomorrow's video, so you really don't want to miss out on that. You want to make sure that you have patients doing reviews, posting regularly on your social media platforms. That will pull in new patients. If your returning customer value is very low, then you know your recall systems are not working. You know you need to make a plan in terms of getting your current patient base back. And for both of these two customer bases, OcuMail is the best tool for that. Then if you look at the time between visits, ideally we want patients to return every 2 years or a little bit less than that. So this time between visits has to be below 2 years. Ours at the moment is looking quite good. We probably would like it to be a little bit lower than that. But once your data is pulled in from your Optimax or Eminence system, you will immediately be able to see this value in terms of when your patient base has last visited you. If this goes over 3 to 4 years, you are really losing out on so much turnover because you are leaving those patients unattended or unengaged. And just by engaging them with some form of marketing, even in terms of your clinical capacity and your specialty services, is very likely to pull them back into the practice. Now at the bottom here, it gives you your patient age profile and your optical breakdown. Now the age profile is also very important. This allows you to see what ages you are mostly seeing in your practice. Now what's the point of marketing a pediatric special if your practice consists of only 5 kids in total? If you are mainly seeing presbyopes, then the ideal marketing would be to market towards your presbyope market. So that's what this allows you to do. But the second thing it allows you to do is it shows you how to shift. Because again, if your predominant market is in the presbyope area, like mine is, and you'll see I've got a very large portion of my market in the 65 plus, I am at risk of losing a lot of my regular clients due to age. And I need to start building this lower age groups because I need to make sure that I have a consistent revenue over the next 20 to 30 years. And that is the age groups that will get me there. So one way you can actually target your age audience specifically. And on the other side, you can make sure that in the new traffic, you actually pull in the age groups that you are looking for and spend more time addressing things that will actually pull that age group into your practice. Then the last thing is your marketing campaigns. And when you do a marketing campaign and send it out, it'll give you details and show you exactly how many emails were sent, how many was delivered, and so forth. So if you look here, you will see that this email campaign was sent to 1,258 emails. Now, OcuMarketing does cost a little bit extra based on how many emails are sent. But if you have a look now at the amount of patients that returned from this marketing campaign, there's 45 patients that returned. Now, this current revenue value is based on a calculation made on what you would make on average per patient in the practice. But let's say, for instance, those 45 patients only had a consult, nothing else. You only had a consultation out of that 45 patients. Then it covers that cost of the marketing, which is 1,500 Rand it cost me for this marketing. That will cover that cost tenfold over. Okay, so you need to have a look at this in perspective and realize that even though you're going to pay for the marketing because you're paying per email, the patients that you're actually getting back is way more. And and that's what I was saying earlier. The return on investment here is a lot higher than it would be in any other form of marketing. Now guys, isn't that some exciting stuff? This software has changed the way that I run my practice. It's changed the way that I communicate with my patients, and I can tell you honestly, they are loving it. And I've stopped spending money on the other places where I feel that it's not actually bringing in any revenue. I'm not sending any SMSs via my Optimax system anymore. And I'm spending it on this, doing one marketing campaign once a month, and the rest of this stuff is part of the monthly fee. Now, OcuMail is running a special for next week, Black Friday week, on all Ocu marketing. So everyone who is actually part of the OcuMail system, if you've subscribed and you're part and a member of OcuMail, you will get discount on your OcuMails every time you send a marketing campaign. So this is the best time to sign up, get yourself onto the system. These guys are great. They will pull your whole database in, help you get everything set up, and you are really, really not going to want to miss out on this. So below this video, there's a button that says learn more. Go ahead and click the button to learn more about the OcuMail system and how you can sign up today to actually get your discount on the Ocu marketing and get yourself on the system. Really guys, I really, really, really want to stress this. You are not going to want to not do this, okay? Remember what I said at the beginning of the first video? Why are we doing this? Because we really cannot afford not to. It's time to shift. OcuMail is a great resource that is going to help you shift your practice and get this done more effectively. All right, so that is this for the second video. Thank you so much for watching. In the third video, and because there's been so much request for this, we are doing a big section on Google My Business, and optimizing your Google listing. With a good friend of mine, Dr. Sandy Everlith from the USA. She is a master marketer, and with 15 years of optometric experience, she is just amazing. You guys are going to love that. That video will be coming out tomorrow, same time, same place, so you really don't want to miss that. That is going to open some great doors for you guys in terms of how to deal with your Google, and it'll pull in what we've been speaking about today as well. And then please remember, below this video in the comments section, please leave me your comments and any questions you might have, anything specific you might want answers on, please drop it in the comment section below. I will either answer it there or we will discuss it in one of the next videos. Right, so remember, tomorrow's video will be coming out same time, same place, and then we've got one more in store for Friday as well, based on telemedicine. So please diarize this. And you'll know the time schedules. It'll be 2 p.m. South African Standard Time. The emails will go out to remind you. And remember to leave me a comment or your questions down below. I'll answer it in the comment section. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.